Hola, hola, and buenos dias, buenos tardes, or buenas noches, depending on when you are listening to this, familia. You are tuned in to Tech and Tequila, the podcast where technology meets community, and every conversation comes with a good pour and even better insights, and of course, great vibes. I'm your host, Kat Lopez-Shelby, your techie chica and trusted advisor. And today, we are going beyond the cloud and straight into orbit. So our guest is someone who's been helping businesses stay connected for quite a long time, and that is Mr. Robert Jimenez. He is the National Channel Sales Manager at Viasat. So Robert, welcome to Tech and Tequila.
Good afternoon, Kat, and thanks for having me today as part of your podcast, Tech and Tequila. It is a pleasure to be here.
Yes, yes. Well, of course, you guys know we would not be called Tech and Tequila without having a little tequila beforehand. So before we get into a conversation with Robert, let's get ourselves prepared. So today I am going to talk about El Magico. I don't know if you can see this, but hopefully you can, which I have the reposado here. And if you haven't heard of it before, obviously the bottle is pretty impressive, but you know, it's all about what's inside the bottle that's important. And what I want you to know about El Magico is the fact that it's crafted in the heart of Jalisco. It's under the NOM 1502, and it's made from 100% blue Weber agave. And it's aged, of course, because this is a reposado, about 6 months in oak barrels, which gives it the perfect balance between earthy freshness and, of course, smooth golden warmth of wood. Now, as soon as you open up your tequila bottle, so you got to take off the top. Actually popped easily for me today. You don't have to sit here and watch me struggle. You're going to get some great tones on this of like a little bit of vanilla, some honey, and of course, roasted agave. So when you take a slow sip of this, because what do I always say? Tequila is meant to be sipped. Now, we all know we like to take tequila shots, but it's really good tequila is meant to be sipped so you can get all the layers in there. So what you're going to get is light layers of caramel, spice, and a little citrus then. And to finish, it's going to give you a nice warmth, just a little bit like a little oomph to it, so to speak. So the nice thing about El Magico is that it's elevated. It's ideal for sipping neat. And also, if you want to add it into something, it does have a little great flavor addition to this. So if you're going to sip it neat or over the rocks while you tech talk, this is a great tequila for you to try. Now, so let's get into what I like to call the meat and potatoes of this episode. And before we get started, Robert, I know you and I've worked with you for a long time, but some of our listeners may not know you. So if you wouldn't mind, will you give us a brief introduction into who Mr. Jimenez is?
Great. Robert Jimenez. I'm the National Channel Sales Manager for Viasat. Been with the company for 8 years now, originally from the Dominican Republic. And I'm based out of Miami, but I cover the entire United States as the National Sales Manager. So that's it.
All right. And of course, Robert, you have actually been with Viasat for over 8 years, which is, I say impressive because we know a lot of people like, let's say, hop around in the industry. What major changes have you seen at Viasat with, you know, satellite broadband and remote connectivity? And how has Viasat stayed ahead of the game?
So at Viasat, we continue to evolve with new technologies, and the new satellites that we're launching right now allow us to remain competitive in the market and bring better speeds, more connectivity, and more coverage throughout the United States and the entire globe.
Well, and of course, that's ultimately important because Viasat is a great solution for any type of customer to have as a backup or while they're waiting for fiber, or in some cases, if they're, for lack of a better term, way out in the boondocks, then it's a great solution. And, you know, obviously with the speeds that you have, that's amazing. Now, you guys and you in particular bridge kind of this, you know, let's say partners like myself that are in the channel. Of course, there's some resellers and enterprise clients daily. What are some of the biggest challenges that you have in helping people like understand Viasat and be able to bring it effectively to the table for their clients?
Definitely. I would say the understanding that technology is definitely one of the main struggles, right? Viasat is available to all businesses throughout the U.S., whether you're in the city or you're in rural America. So making sure that the partners understand that the type of technology that it is, the speeds that we're able to deliver, what the installation process would look like, and how the system will work, have definitely been something that we've been working on.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think that's great because for you guys, it's not just about selling like the solution that you have. It's about the reliability and what, obviously most SMBs, medium-sized businesses, and even some enterprise businesses need in this day and age. So how does Viasat differentiate itself from, let's say, some of the newer players when it comes to like coverage and network, and of course, the all-important customer service?
Good. So Viasat primarily differentiates itself by operating in a multi-orbit hybrid network. This strategy combines its legacy geostationary satellites with capacity from our LEO constellation to diverse services. This approach trades the low latency of the pure LEO network for the high capacity and wide consistent coverage of GEO satellites. We're positioned in a stationary orbit, which provide vast, stable coverage with just a few satellites rather than having thousands of satellites. Mm-hmm. And the Viasat 3 satellites, for example, are engineered to deliver continent-sized coverage from a fixed position, making them ideal for broadcast service and consistent high-throughput connections.
Well, and I know we've talked about this before, but some of the differentiators for Viasat, for especially maybe like a smaller company or an SMB size company, is of course cost effectiveness and time for installation, correct?
Yes, that you're totally right there. So cost effectiveness, our upfront cost is only $150, and this covers the installer going to the customer premises and bringing the equipment with them. So that's the non-recurring charge. And then we're able to install in 90% of the cases within 3 to 5 business days, which is extremely important for customers that are ready to open for business and are waiting for that primary to come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially if a customer experiences some kind of outage where they need to get service fast, having, number one, a low cost initial fee and being able to get it in, like, let's say 72 hours is going to get them back up and running quickly.
That is correct. We have 7 days a week customer support from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That allows our customers to be in contact with a live agent based in the U.S. And like you mentioned, we're able to come down to the customer premises, sometimes same day, but at the latest in 72 hours.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I would be remiss if I didn't ask you is, what do you see companies utilizing Viasat for today versus per se like 5 years ago? Like when do you feel like Viasat is really coming to the table?
Over the last 5 years, companies, especially small and medium sized customers, have shifted viewing satellite technology as a high cost niche solution for connectivity to a more accessible tool for data analytics, operational efficiency, and global reach. Mm-hmm. This change has been driven by the rise of satellite companies, services offering low orbit and geo constellations, and the reduced launch of costs and advancements. I would say that today we're able to provide high-speed connectivity for more responsive, real-time applications like cloud services, video calls, and IoT. And the new satellite technology has made satellite internet a reliable primary or backup option for all customers.
Yeah, and one of the things I would be remiss if I didn't mention is you guys are able to provide a static IP for customers that sometimes people can't get with other particular service providers, correct?
That is correct. We're able to offer one static IP for business customers.
Mm-hmm. And I know we had talked about it one time. I had a client that had you guys and was not having the best service, not actually because of you guys, but when I went in was constantly noticing, well, I noticed that one of their employees was on Netflix all the time. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? How would that be different in today's environment versus back then?
No, definitely. Today, we have evolved with our plan, our service offerings that we have. And we currently have an unlimited plan that goes for $215 a month, and it's truly unlimited, which right now that issue that customer was experiencing back in the day goes away, as customers are able to stream all the time if they wanted to.
I know. I was like, as I walk in, she kept saying, we're having issues. I'm like, is your secretary always on Netflix, or is this temporary? And she had no clue. It was crazy, but yes, thank you. So I want to switch a little, because you said in your introduction that you are originally, obviously, for the Dominican Republic, and you're fluent in Spanish, which I am not. Everyone should know that by now, in case you don't. All you have to hear is me say "Benvenidos" and you figure it out real quickly. But how do you think that has helped you in the channel? And of course, like, how important is being bilingual and bicultural in today's channel ecosystem?
Great. Being bilingual and bicultural, it's no longer a soft skill, but a strategy necessary for market expansion, stronger relationship, and fostering innovation. This gives me and our company access to new markets. For example, improve our customer service and satisfaction. When partners can receive support in their native language, they feel more comfortable and understood. This leads to reduced misunderstanding, higher satisfaction, greater customer loyalty. And it also helps building trust and rapport. Speaking with partners and stakeholders on their own language strengthens the bonds and fosters meaningful, respectful relationships that can lead to new opportunities because they feel comfortable talking to me in their language.
Yeah. No, and I know a few of those out in West Texas that love that aspect as well. Now, you knew I was going to ask this. So what is a memorable story that you have while working at Viasat where you had a technical hiccup or some type of misstep? And how were you able to resolve it and prevent it from happening in the future?
So I learned this the hard way, and it's never overpromise. Always lead with the truth. As we were getting ready on 2023 to launch our Viasat 3 satellite, I went on a series of roadshows across the U.S., evangelizing about the new speeds and new services that we're going to be offering. Unfortunately, we suffered a technical failure. So the communication breakdown and channel friction was there. I didn't have all the information at hand to share with the partners. So partners were demanding answers that Viasat engineering team could not deliver or provide. This created some anxiety and frustration among the channel partners and the lack of clear guidance. Partners were unsure how to communicate with customers, what mitigation strategies were in place. So I was able to get that information for partners and get in front of them. And I promised them that we will do right by their customers. And that's what we did. We were able to fix that, and we were able to provide customers with the assurance that they needed. So, again, never overpromise and always speak with the truth.
No, but I think the last part of that was really important is that you guys were able to actually do right by the customers in the long run. Like, maybe there was some pain in the beginning and there was some explanation that needed, but at the end of the day, you did have, we'll say, those tough conversations and were able to make unhappy customers satisfy clients, which is, of course, the most important. And I like to say you wouldn't be at Viasat as long as you have been if it wasn't for those type of client skills. So you have worked with lots and several different partners across several different industries. How do you measure success at Viasat? Like, what's your personal success, and how do you feel like, what is the moment where you're like, yep, that's how we nailed it and brought it across the finish line?
Definitely. Pipeline activity. So monitoring the health of the channel partner sales funnels is critical. This includes tracking the number of leads that partners generate, sales opportunities they create, being able to stay on top of that and following up with those customers and deal registration. The time to close deals, a shorter time to close indicates that we're more effective and knowledgeable, and we have more knowledgeable partners. And the average deal size. Success can be measured by an increase in the average of size deals. So we're getting included in more multi-location opportunities that the customers, that customers trust us and the partners feel comfortable presenting us to their customers.
I love that. So you would be comfortable saying that you guys do work with like the onesies, twosies, one-site customers, but you also have the capability of working with large enterprise customers.
That is correct.
Yeah, I love it. Now, of course, we have to ask, if you are sitting down right now and thinking about what the future holds for Viasat, what it holds as we look ahead to, of course, 2026, 2030 and beyond, what do you see kind of the trends and what prediction do you have going forward?
Looking ahead, I think that Viasat is working towards closing the bridge on the digital divide. By making connectivity more accessible and affordable, especially on those underserved regions. I think that everyone and everything should be connected. And I think that with the technology and satellites that we're launching today and we're planning to launch in the future, we will help to close that bridge of the digital divide.
Now, with closing the bridge of the digital divide and having increased things, what are some recent wins that you personally have had at Viasat that can help, like, whoever is listening to this be like, Viasat is the answer that we're looking for right now?
Good. We just recently closed a 200 plus location opportunity in the healthcare industry for nursing homes that needed reliable backup connectivity. So with our backup plan that brings 50 gigs of data, no overages, the customer was able to get the same plan all across their locations. And if for some reason the primary went down, with just a simple phone call, those customers were able to upgrade to our unlimited plan, have it available for that particular location for that month, and then go down again to their backup for the next month and continue like nothing happened for those customers.
I love it. I think you really spoke to a couple of things, but to make sure that everyone gets it before we finish out the conversation, what would you say are the biggest differentiators for Viasat right now?
So easy to do business with. Our ordering process just takes filling out an order form and submitting it to us. We could get it entered within an hour or two. From the moment that the order is placed to the customer getting installed, it could be in 3 to 5 business days. We have 7 days a week customer support, and our pricing and service plans. We have an unlimited plan for $215 a month, and we have a backup plan with no overages for $65 a month, and the upfront cost, which is only $150. It's professional installation.
No, and I was going to say the two things that really I think are huge differentiators that I want to make sure and focus on is one, that you guys do a professional installation. So nobody's having to try to figure this out, get on top of a roof, or, let's say find the perfect angle. And secondly, the upfront cost isn't like crazy big, because I have seen that with other providers that will remain nameless, but you've seen that.
Definitely.
We won't talk about them. We all know who they are.
Good.
But yes, now, of course, before we wrap up, the signature tech and tequila question is, if Viasat were a tequila, would it be a blanco, a reposado, or añejo, and why?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I would consider Viasat to be a reposado. We've been in business since 1986, over 40 years. We're great as a primary service if the customer doesn't have access to a reliable broadband speeds. So we could be sit by it alone. But we're great for mixing for margaritas. We make great margaritas. If you already have a primary and need a backup solution, bring us in, and we could provide a true reliable solution for those customers.
No, I love it. I love that. It's a great answer. And I will definitely, I would say I will drink to that. I do have a question for you. For anybody who wants to get in contact with you, Mr. Robert, what's the best way to find you? Is it LinkedIn? How would they get in touch with you?
Definitely. So LinkedIn, definitely. But you could email me at robert.jimenez@viasat.com or call me or text me at 720-602-8945.
All right. Now, I will get to see you. We're recording this, of course, on a Monday, and I will see you this Thursday in West Texas, where everyone will get to see Mr. Jimenez live and in person. And I obviously want to thank you for joining us today and sharing your story and expertise. So for all our listeners, remember when you're thinking about your connectivity, that it is very similar to like a blanco, a reposado, and a anejo, that there are different flavors of connectivity and they work differently for everybody. And Viasat is an excellent solution for that. So of course, I would be remiss if I did not ask you, if you love this episode or you love Tech and Tequila, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, share it with somebody that you know maybe is having trouble with their internet right now, because we want everybody to stay up and get that bag and make lots of money. And of course, this is a great shot of inspiration for you. So until next time, stay secure, stay connected. And of course, I like to say, have a little tequila in your day. It's a great way to end the day. So thank you guys. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Kat. Pleasure being here.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Tech and Tequila. I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. To stay updated about all things tech and more, don't forget to visit us at our website, shelbyts.com. If you loved what you heard, remember to show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our podcast. Your 5-star ratings and reviews mean the world to us and help us to reach more listeners just like you. So muchas gracias again for joining us with Tech and Tequila. Thank you so much. You learned a lot about tech and maybe you had a nice drink of tequila.